How's it going, everyone? It is a new year, and that means new deals. No, really, that is the new PlayStation Store sale that is live right now, and I know some of you guys are gonna take a shot as in, is it really new deals if it's the same ones over and over again? But there are north of 1,500 deals available right now when I filter via full game bundle, and premium editions. There's a lot of stuff to go over, and I thought we would highlight some of those deals going page by page. Obviously, not going to cover everything, as even with those filters, there's 64 pages of deals, which is quite a lot, but I already noticed some pretty cool stuff, so let's get right into it. Gran Turismo 7 25th Anniversary Edition is $49. Why is GT7 still this expensive? Nobody knows, but you do get Gran Turismo 7 and a bunch of in-game content as well, in-game credit, things of that nature. I really enjoyed GT7, but this game came out 3 years ago at this point. Yes, I believe March will be 3 years since GT7 dropped. The fact that even if it is the special edition, is still $50 is absolutely wild to me, but these PlayStation first-party titles, outside of like Nintendo first-party games and I guess Rockstar titles, it is PlayStation first-party games that hold up in price the most. Maybe Activision you could throw in there as well, but I feel like Call of Duty games get discounted more and more steep discounts than PlayStation titles these days. It's kind of insane, but nevertheless, that is on sale. Hitman World of Assassination, 60% off for $28. Excellent collection and compilation of action stealth gameplay. Definitely worthwhile to check out. A little bit pricey at $28, but you do get a lot of content. The Crew Motorfest Gold Edition is $50, while the Deluxe Edition is 70% off for $24. I feel like Crew Motorfest came out to like no fanfare whatsoever. There's definitely an audience of people playing the game, but man, I feel like Crew has really failed to generate interest from the larger gaming audience, but you know what? If they have a core audience that's invested, that's really all you need for a game like that. EA Sports FC 25, EA Sports College Football 25, the deluxe editions of both of those are on sale for $40. You can check those out. A couple of COD titles, MW3, which, God forbid anybody circle back and play MW3. Like, why would anybody want to do that? But that is $35. And Black Ops Cold War is $24.49. Black Ops Cold War actually had a great campaign. Ain't no way in hell any COD campaign is worth $24.50, but I did want to say it does have a great campaign. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, $16. Crash and Spyro Triple Play Bundle, $35. Crash Bandicoot and the Insane Trilogy and the Crash Nitro Racing is $26.24. UFC 5 is $32. A Way Out is $6. MX vs. ATV Legends is $12. Witcher 3, the base game, is $7.99. Is the Game of the Year edition on sale? It might be as a part of the other sale. It's not on sale. The complete edition is not discounted right now. At this point, you shouldn't pick up the base game. You should just wait for the complete edition to be at $9.99. Pick it up then. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint is $24. Jurassic World Evolution 2, $14. Planet Zoo, $32.49. Unicorn Overlord is $36. Nice to see that, you know, get a little bit cheaper. Unicorn Overlord is probably, I would consider, the most underrated game of 2024. It did okay commercially. I really think it probably wasn't their decision, but releasing a week after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was just going to be a little bit tough for the JRPG space, but I thought Unicorn Overlord was great. If you're remotely into tactics JRPGs, that's an excellent game that I strongly recommend. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, 40% off for $36. You know, that game didn't click with me as much as a lot of other people. I get why people love it. It's not a crazy SMT guy, but the Vengeance version of the game does add a new story route, and definitely some challenging gameplay. If you like that, you know, monster collecting, demon collecting style of gameplay, you're gonna enjoy. The story's pretty interesting, even if it's not blow away. But for $36, I do think that's a pretty good pickup. Raven's Watch Legendary Edition, $28 on that. Planet Coaster 2 Deluxe Edition, $52. Dying Light True Survivors Bundle, that's both Dying Light 1 and 2 for $29.69, excuse me. That's a pretty good deal. It is the enhanced edition and the reloaded edition, so not all the content with Dying Light 2, which is a little bit of a bummer, but really, nowadays the reloaded edition is actually fine because they spun the beast into its own game, so getting the reloaded edition is fine. The edition above the Reloaded Edition, which they've renamed it to the Digital Extras Edition, just includes the Reloaded Edition and then a bunch of digital nonsense. So yeah, actually, the Reloaded Edition is fine. It's just, you know, for those of you that ended up getting the Ultimate Edition, you ended up making out like bandits because the Beast is probably gonna end up being like a $50 game. But yeah, True Survivor bundles, $29.69 on that is really good. Dying Light 1 and 2 are great. Dying Light 1 definitely the better game, but Dying Light 2 is really solid as well. Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections is $39. That deal is literal highway robbery. Do not pick that up. A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, $24 on that. MK11 Ultimate is $6. Detroit Become Human, $9.99 on that. Star Wars Jedi The Cross-Gen Bundle is Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor for $28. I really wonder if they, like, mispriced this collection when it was $19.99 during that other sale. I think it was during the Black Friday sale or something like that. It was 20 bucks, and that deal was just insane. Given that Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, like, the cheapest that's gone down to, I believe, was around the $20 range, and it's the cross-gen version, so you get the PS4 version as well. For Jedi Survivor, you don't get any cross-gen version with the base purchase of the game. This version will actually give you the PS4 version of Jedi Survivor, which is quite fantastic. But yeah, those games are tremendous. Y'all know how I feel about them, Jedi Survivor, outside of the technical issues. And the technical issues are pretty major, but if you look at the game from, its actual gameplay and narrative, man, I think the game is so good. And I can't wait for game number 3. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, $12. Jurassic World Evolution 2 Dominion Bundle is $36. Last of Us Part 1 Digital Deluxe, $49.59 on that. Middle Earth Shadow of War, $4.99 on that. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, $19.99 for that. That is the PS4 and PS5 version. Walking Dead Telltale Definitive, $15 on that. Dead Space Digital Deluxe, which the Digital Deluxe for Dead Space is kind of a joke as well, $19.99 for that. For Honor is $4.49, Teardown $22.49, Overcooked 2 for $6.24 isn't bad. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Special Edition, $25 for that. That game just got DLC not too long ago, so $25 isn't that egregious, but still kind of a hefty price point for a game that did come out back in, I want to say, 2017. So take that for what you will. Police Simulator Patrol Officer, $17.99 on that. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, $30.09. Now, I imagine most of you guys have Miles Morales at this point, but if you don't, like if you were somebody that just got a PS5 for Christmas or whatever the case may be, yo, I saw a lot of people on yesterday's under $2 video, or just a couple people, enough people that I noticed did say that they're still rocking the PS4, which, hey, if you're on the PS4, still more power to you. And to be perfectly fair, really assessing it, the PlayStation 5 library, given that we are, 5 years into this generation, 4 years into this generation, probably really ain't worth an upgrade yet if you really assess it. And the PS4's got so many good games, but Miles Morales is a solid game, more of a Spider-Man 1.5 style of experience, but the Ultimate Edition, of course, includes Spider-Man Remastered, which, Spider-Man 2018, I've legitimately completed that game like a billion, not a billion is a lot, but I've completed that game like 6 times for some reason. I don't know why, but I genuinely just enjoy going back to Spider-Man 2018 and replaying that game over and over again. I think that game is excellent. And Miles Morales is pretty good as well, but it's a shorter, smaller experience, which I think is totally fine. I would love developers to do more styles of experiences like that. But here you get Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered for $30 and change. That's pretty good. Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package, $40 on this. Looks like it's going to settle at this $40 price tag. Hopefully at some point it gets back down to $30 because that was awesome. But this gets you Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and Kingdom Hearts 3. All you're missing is the Remind DLC. To let you guys know, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 includes Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix as well as Raid Chain of Memories. Then the 2.5 includes Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep. That's by far the best collection. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep are absolutely awesome. Kingdom Hearts 1, I did a playthrough of last June, and that game has just aged so poorly. I know people want to be staunch defenders of it, and the game was great when it came out in like 2001 or 2002, but man, does that game show its age. The navigation is absolutely an abomination, and yes, nostalgia carried me through, but man, that game has its issues. Kingdom Hearts 2 is so much better than Birth by Sleep. It's a solid outing as well. Raid Chain of Memories is fine, it's serviceable. And then Dream Drop Distance is quite good. And Kingdom Hearts 3, for as much flack as it gets, it's mechanically a good game. It's just narratively, it goes kind of off the rails. Hopefully we'll hear about Kingdom Hearts 4 soon. You can buy Kingdom Hearts 3 standalone for $24, which, again, seems egregiously priced, but what can you do? Unravel 2, $4 on that. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles, $40 on that, which is just insane for Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 came out in like 2016. What are we doing here? Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, $29.39. Again, if you have a PS5, you probably have that game, but Rift Apart is awesome. The issue with it is it was a $70 game, and you could literally beat it in like 11, 12 hours. I mean, it's a Ratchet & Clank game. 12 hours is kind of like the runtime for a Ratchet & Clank game. It gets in, tells its story, and then it gets out. And I really enjoyed Rift Apart. It's a technical marvel. It's really one of the technical showcases on the PlayStation 5. Love the addition of Rivet. I thought she added another layer to, you know, the game. Yeah, just really enjoyed it. Hopefully we get another Ratchet & Clank game, you know, somewhat soon. Rumor has it 2029, which is just insane. I get it. The Marvel bag is spicy. You look at the numbers that Spider-Man's pulling versus Ratchet & Clank. It's just a little depressing to me. Growing up with Ratchet & Clank, and this is the state of the franchise where we get one game a decade or something like that. At least give us a future collection to hold us over, but what can you do? Alien Isolation is $9, Tekken 7 $9.99, Tekken 7 Definitive is $19.19, Far Cry 6 on sale as well, Skyrim Special $9.99 on that. Obviously, that's tremendous. Dragon Ball Fighters, the Fighters Edition is $18, not bad, not a bad deal there. Sonic Origins is $12, Batman Return to Arkham is $4.99, Need for Speed Heat Deluxe is $6.99, which is actually a little bit more expensive. I've seen that for like $3.49. And that deal is always insane, but $7 is still not bad. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, the Deluxe Edition and the Gold Edition are on sale. Still not at a price point where I feel it's worthwhile to recommend it. I would say, you know, when the Gold Edition is around $20, that's when you should pick it up. It's your typical Ubisoft open world game. It didn't blow me away. I'm not a crazy Avatar fan, but what I will say is the sound direction, the soundtrack in this game, absolutely phenomenal. Like, one of the standout elements of the game. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, $19.99. Yes, Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out next month, but Wilds is going to be a $70 game. This for $20 with the expansion, I still don't think it's a bad pickup. I would say it's a fairly decent pickup, actually, and definitely one worth checking out. Mortal Kombat XL, $4.99 on that. Need for Speed Rivals, $4 for that. South Park The Fractured But Whole, $9 for that. Not a bad deal. South Park The Video Game Collection, however, $11.99 for both Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole. That's a really, really good deal. Diablo Prime Evo Collection, $19.79. Persona 4 Golden for $9.99 is obviously excellent. Lords of the Fallen is $28. I've been seeing some stuff about Lords of the Fallen on social media. The head guy definitely caused a little bit of ruckus, let's put it that way. We know updates are gonna continue on for the game into update 2.0, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, $28 on that. I would like to see that at the $19.99 range. I actually think it would be a decent pickup at that price point. Had a lot of technical issues at launch, unfortunately, but a lot of that has been remedied, and I do like the mechanics and the gimmicks the game has. A gimmick might be, you know, a negative connotation, but I feel like the realm aspect to the game kind of adds another layer to it that it differentiates itself from other Souls games. So yeah, $28 on that. Crysis Remastered Trilogy, $12.49 on that. That's a great deal for Crysis 1, 2, and 3. Definitely a good pickup there. Supermarket Owner Simulator is $8.44 if you want to check that out. What else? We got Death Stranding Director's Cut, $30 on that. That is for the digital deluxe, so I can kind of understand, but that's still a little bit too hefty for my liking. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection is $19.79. Hey, if you want to circle back and play Diablo 3, still very, very much worthwhile to play, and I would say give it a look. Cult of the Lamb Sinful Edition, $19.99. Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, $25 on that for the complete edition. That's with the new story DLC. The game is great. Ubisoft did one of the most atrocious jobs of promoting a video game that I've ever seen with Prince of Persia The Lost Crown. Like, they set that game up to fail right out the gate. It was actually wild. I've never seen a game that turned out to be really, really good just set up to fail so hard with the decisions of the publisher right from the launch, right from the reveal of the game, I should say. Like, you could say EA set Titanfall 2 up for failure, but that was more so, you know, when it got the release date and everything like that. Like, Prince of Persia, from moment one, they set this game up for failure, and it was just a clear example of whoever was the shot caller about how to promote this game being so just out of touch, just incompetently out of touch, but it is what it is. The game is great, and for $25 with the DLC, I don't think it's a bad deal. Battlefield 4 for $1.99, I mean, $1.99 is pretty good for that. DQ11, $19.99, Dragon Quest 11, Like a Dragon Guide and the Man Who Erased His Name, $25 still for that. That came out almost a year and a half ago at this point. I'd like to see that a little bit cheaper, maybe like the $10 to $15 range. And remember, it's a smaller scale game that acts as a bridge to the gap into Infinite Walk. Valve, I guess they're of the mindset that the people that want to play Like a Dragon Gaiden are gonna be the more hardcore fans and they'll pay a premium. That's my thinking on that, but you know, it's a good game. It's a little bit shorter, which is fine, totally fine. Excited for Gaiden, that it's gonna be a bit of a smaller scale game, and again, I'm totally down for that. I just think at this point they should be a little bit cheaper since it is more of a setup game for Infinite Wealth. Dying Light is $6, that's the base game. Outlast for $3.99 is always gonna be a good deal. Outlast Bundle of Terror for $5.79, Doom for $3.99. You got Watch Dogs, the bundle on sale. Bow Path of the Teal Lotus, super underrated game there. It's kind of a recent release, $16 on that, only 20% off, but great game there. Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood, that's $4 for that. Sleeping Dogs Definitive, $4.49 is a great deal on that one that I'm going to sing the praises of until the day I call it in this existence. It's a tremendous game and I strongly recommend it. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age, $19.99 on that is absolutely great. Excellent, excellent game there. FF12 is awesome, and it's a game that I feel like, you know, kind of in hindsight, people view it as a beloved title, but I remember when it came out and people weren't too hot on it, but these days it's a game that people do really appreciate, which is great to see. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is on sale, 45% off for non-plus subscribers. You'll save an additional 10% and it'll knock it down to $18. Very much Jet Set Radio Future-like. Obviously, they took some inspiration from that, but a worthwhile game. Has its issues, and $18 still might be a little bit pricey, but not a bad pickup there, I don't think. Bayonetta is $6.24. What else we got? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection is $16. Not a bad deal there. You got Darksiders War Mastered Edition, Fury Collection, War and Death. Both those are on sale. My Hero 1's Justice 2, $9.99 on that. Tomb Raider Legend for $14, kind of a low-key deal there. Judgment is $7.49 for the PS4 version, $9.99 for the PS5 version. That's obviously excellent. Grandia HD Collection, $19.99. That's a forgotten JRPG collection, and I believe the publisher that did that is also publishing... yeah, they're publishing the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky remake, and they're doing the Lunar remake, remastered collection, so that's pretty exciting. As far as that's concerned, $19.99 is a little pricey, but yeah, throwback JRPGs there. Amnesia the Bunker, $8.74 on that is really, really good. Definitely a worthwhile pickup there. Hitman HD Collection, $12 on that. That's Hitman Absolution and Blood Money, definitely a good shout there. Soul Hackers 2 for $15 is great. I'm a nut hugger for Soul Hackers 2. It's not great, nor is it like blow away, especially compared to the top tier JRPGs, but I really like the game and I thought Ringo was an awesome main character. Wild Hearts is $10.49. That's a great deal on that. Monster Hunter alike, definitely not as good as Monster Hunter, but I liked Wild Hearts for what it was. I thought it was a decent little game there, and little is putting it lightly. Unfortunately, it didn't get updated for a long time, but what can you do? Chrono Cross The Radical Dreamers is $8. Live Alive for $19.99 is great. That game is super underrated. Lost Judgment for $12 is excellent as well. Dead Cells, $12.49. Yakuza Kiwami, $11 on that. The Yakuza price surge continues as seems like Sega and RGG have jacked up the prices of Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. It is what it is. The franchise has more steam these days. And I get not selling the games for $5 anymore. The Evil Within is $5 as well. Definitely a good game to check out there. I was about to say RIP Tango Gameworks, but obviously they got brought back by Krafton. Darksiders Genesis for $8 is pretty good. Blood Omen 2 Legacy of Kain, $12 on that, which is a little bit pricey, but yeah, definitely a classic there. Batman the Enemy Within, Frostpunk Console Edition. Yeah, so a lot of deals. Persona Dancing Endless Night Collection is great. $11 on that as well. And that also includes Persona 4 Dancing in Starlight, I believe it's called, or Dancing. I always forget the names of the dancing games, but the dancing games are worthwhile. Persona 5 Strikers also on sale. So definitely some great deals to check out. The holiday sale is going to be running until January the 17th, until really January the 18th at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. It would be 11:59 p.m. Pacific, but yeah, some great deals all around. Check them out, and obviously we'll do our typical videos, you know, covering the entire sale. Games under 5, under 10, all that good stuff. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.